Habit number 1, living with integrity. When we talk about making ourselves irresistible, we tend to think about looks or our standing in society. But let's go deeper, into something much more basic: integrity. Integrity is not a moral high ground, but the bedrock of how one sees us and decides to trust us. Integrity is to act in consistency with what you say, consistency in what you profess and practice. Now imagine you are at a networking event, and you meet this person with whom you get to share an interest in environmental conservation. You talk to them about your passion for sustainable living and promise to send them the link to the documentary that really changed your whole way of thinking. By following through the very next day, that simple act both cements your reputation as one who is reliable and deepens your connection with them. You are looked at as someone who sticks to their word. On the other hand, consider that if you don't follow up, that one action might actually make them think you're not sincere in other things you talked about. It is in these little moments that the fabric of our character is tested and on display. After all, as Epictetus put it, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you start something, finish it. That quote is really not so much about following through on things, but really perhaps more so, a call to be consistent, reliable, and true in our dealings. But living with integrity goes beyond keeping promises. It extends to everyday decisions and interactions. Take, for example, your workplace. Suppose you are assigned a project with tight deadlines and high stakes. The pressure is mounting and cutting corners could easily go unnoticed. However, doing the work at best ability, adhering to ethical practices even when tempted to do otherwise, speaks volumes about integrity. Your colleagues and superiors will notice and remember the same. Such integrity can make you a magnet for respect and admiration, not only professionally but personally too. Integrity also means that one holds their value, even when it means being unpopular or inconveniencing. For example, you are in a restaurant on a date. The waiter accidentally serves you with more expensive food than you had ordered for yourself. It may create a momentarily awkward situation, pointing out the mistake and asking for the correct order. I'm human after all, and so are you. It makes one honest and fair-minded. It is hard to be a person full of integrity. This calls for keeping on practice self-awareness and live with the values of your life each day. However, the respect and trust obtained make of you a person with whom many individuals would like to be associated. People by nature are drawn to those who are genuinely unyielding, for in their midst there is a sense of security and regard for others. Thus, fostering integrity does not just become a process of appealing to yourself. It is the growth to become somebody that people can rely on and respect, making you truly irresistible in the depthest, most enduring sense. Habit number 2, self-control. In a world that so often crowns the loudest or most instantly responsive, Stoicism shows the strength of self-control. It is not merely a matter of choking off emotions or desires. It is a process of governing them thoughtfully, so that they can serve us rather than have us serve them. That's very nice of a principle because it says a strong and mature person, qualities that are attractive in personal relationships. That is no different from debates at social gatherings. They start with the same likable premise. It's good to listen to and understand different sides of an argument, but people will end up repeating their own opinions and ignoring what the other side is saying. In that scenario, exercising self-restraint involves carefully choosing your words, listening more than speaking, and when you speak, doing so with thoughtfulness and respect for the other person's points of view. This discipline amidst trying and composure is much admirable that it will show you to be gracious with the ability to handle conflict. Besides, willpower becomes part of the personal habits and discipline. For example, there is a goal to get in better shape. The road is paved with temptations to skip the gym, eat unhealthily, or quit when results aren't showing immediately. Exercising self-control by sticking to your workout routine, making even the least convenient healthier choice of food, and persevering even when progress is slow, shows commitment to the goal. This discipline in others, especially the discipline to pursue personal betterment and growth, will naturally elevate their respect and attraction to you. Saving money isn't just about the big gestures and outward commitments. It's also about the small acts of self-control that are often most powerful in the quiet, unseen moments. Whether you are saving for a large purchase or working towards future security, to save instead of spending lavishly and to budget tightly, even while craving immediate pleasures, signal foresight and responsibility. These are not showy virtues in which one looks for a stable, serious relationship. Self-control enriches your life by empowering you to make decisions that align with your long-term values and goals. It brings calm right to the very core of the crazy maelstrom of life, and thereby is the very assurance, the very constancy, and that depth of character that would make somebody genuinely appealing to other people. Mastering your reactions and choosing actions with great discretion makes one not only a person of substance but someone who exudes a quiet confidence that is universally appealing. Habit number 3, empathy and understanding. Full of empathy and understanding, Stoicism believes that these are the key foundations for deep and meaningful relationships. The practice does not consist of feeling what the other one feels, but searching for comprehension from perspectives, emotions, and motivations without on-the-spot judgment. This quality greatly strengthens your relationships. You become irresistibly attractive since you emerge as a source of relief and confidence. And think of this common situation in a workplace. A coworker is clearly agitated and flustered, as there is a very tight deadline to be met. While others may shy away and think that it is her own problem, showing empathy would mean coming to her and offering an ear to listen and probably help in the management of work tasks. It is not about such understanding pressures that some people may find unbearable, while others may say a few helps can help. It is this understanding that actually turns an ordinary colleague into a faithful friend and reliable ally. Empathy even plays a part in our personal lives. Say you are out on a date, and instead of sharing all of your stories of conquest and achievements, you sit and listen to what she has to say in regards to the hard times she has been going through with an issue at home. Instead of offering her advice or trying to fix the problem right away, you just show her that you feel for her, show her that you understand. In turn, this will not only deepen your conversation, but will assist both of you in increasing your emotional bond. The practice of empathy and understanding is particularly poignant in resolving conflicts. In a relationship, conflicts are inevitable. When disagreements arise, rather than focusing solely on your point of view, try to see the situation from your partner's perspective. Understand how she feels and where she's coming from with her actions. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with her, but by validating her feelings, coming to a compromise, you make yourself very attractive in that you've shown maturity. This in turn not only effectively helps in solving conflicts, but also builds a new basis for relations on mutual respect and understanding. Empathy in every interaction makes you relate to others at a whole new level, making your relationships feel more fulfilling and real. It makes you not only an interesting but an indispensable one. People are drawn to those who are able to understand and empathize, judgment-free, and that makes you a person of great emotional depth with an irresistible charm. Habit number 4. Appreciation of the present. Stoicism reminds us to live in the present, to really taste the present without an anxious dependence upon the future, as Seneca so beautifully puts it. This habit of mindfulness, not as practice but a way of life, makes one an engaging person standing on firm ground. One is inherently attractive to other people. Say you're in a cute little cafe on a date. Say it to yourself or even out loud. Instead of planning the next move on the date for God's sake or wondering about the level of success the date is achieving, think of nothing but the here and now. You smell the aroma of the coffee. You feel the warmth of the ambiance. You are very much alive in the conversation. With that level of presence, you can respond genuinely to her stories, laugh really at jokes, and show real interest in her life. Such undivided attention makes your date feel appreciated and special, leaving both of you with an enriching experience. The value of what is before them also reflects in the treatment of the daily routines. Consider your average morning. Most of them are running through breakfast, the mind already considering all the tasks of the day. It is when you take breakfast in a relaxed way, noticing the light of the morning, how it fills the room with rays, and it is when you relish the silence before the busy day starts. This practice not only improved your day, but set a calm, collected tone that influenced others around. Appreciation of the present extends to handling stress. When you are in high-pressure situations, do you panic and get frustrated, or do you stop to take a deep breath and focus on what is front and center? This approach not only helps in effectively managing the situation, but also in keeping oneself composed, making one the pillar of strength in chaotic times. Even in social settings, this trait enhances your interactions. At a party or a gathering, while others might be preoccupied with their phones or distracted by their surroundings, your focus on the conversations and people around you does not go unnoticed. This makes one not human, really interested and fully engaged. These qualities are rare and appealing. In fact, the ability to be fully present is a gift you give yourself and those around you. It shows respect for the value of your time and for the people in your life. A kind of respect, speaking to your character and making you a person others are likely drawn to. With development of this habit, one finds that his relations go deeper. His experiences become more vivid and life is full of moments that are lived, not just passed through. Habit number 5, resilience in adversity. Not only does resilience involve getting up again, but it must be done with such grace that it captures and reassures those surrounding you, especially in romantic entanglements. Think of the impression you will make when you react to the crisis with graceful calm instead of falling apart. You are out on a date at an outdoor concert, and all of a sudden, it starts to pour. When everything goes haywire, you keep your composure and, with a sense of refuge, turn the thing around into a jolly ride by suggesting an impromptu dance in the rain. Your adaptability in making the best out of the situation not only save the day, but make the evening unforgettable. And most importantly, it shows your date that you are someone who takes charge and finds the fun even when things are not going in the right way. Resilience is compelling even on a more human scale. Suppose you are faced with a major setback in life, such as losing a job. So instead of desperation kicking in, one will look at this as a chance to explore the passion that he or she had always sidelined, or an opportunity to sharpen his or her skills and qualifications. This will help you find new opportunities not reactively but proactively, and also help to show your depth of character. Showcasing strength and optimistic features in any adverse situation, such men are generally liked by women as partners in facing the storms of life together. In social situations, this could translate into the way you handle difference or conflict. For example, suppose you were at a dinner party and an argument broke out. In place of boiling with tension or drawing back, you mediate the discussion by respecting differing opinions and finding common ground. All this helps to diffuse the situation and also points to your leadership attributes and emotional intelligence, which is very appealing. Building resilience does not mean to withstand the situation. Instead, it means to take full advantage of the situation and all challenges and come out even more powerful and wiser. It conveys that every setback is a setup for a comeback. This kind of mindset can change how you are projected to women, in a way that they see a dependable, strong, and solid partner who is able to take care of not only himself, but them too in life's certain roller coasters. This quality in him, the quality of being steadfast, the quality to uplift the spirit in hard and tough times, is an irresistible quality to endear a person to another. Habit number 6, continuous personal growth. With personal development as one of the cornerstones of Stoicism, it becomes an essential quality that enhances your attraction. It is embracing a lifetime journey of learning and self-improvement, not only for oneself but also for enhancing one's relationships. As Seneca once said, "He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life." This will to always move toward growth only confirms your commitment to evolving, and this commitment will on its own draw people, especially women predisposed to depth and ambition in a partner. Imagine, for example, that you take up learning to play a musical instrument or start to paint. Each of the steps in these learning processes adds not only a new skill to your life, but will make you also more interesting and engaging. For example, when you share this new passion with someone on a date, you're not sharing information on something ordinary. You are sharing part of your emerging self. This openness to new challenges and the capacity to master fresh skills will make your conversations more profound and catchier. It could manifest your commitment to growth in a manner that you would approach your career. Perhaps you may not be the kind of individual who would be pleased by punching in and out of the workplace, but would be searching on how to grow your abilities or knowledge base. This may involve attending workshops, taking classes, or reading widely in your field. By discussing these, it shows that you're not a stagnant person. You are one that pursues excellence and takes matters relating to your professional life into your own hands. This level of ambition and commitment is actually very attractive because it shows that you are the kind of person who takes the initiative and is ready to build a stable future. It is constant development that makes you a flexible and easygoing person. Whether it be adapting to new technologies, orienting towards different cultures, or exploring various philosophies of life, your open-mindedness and readiness to grow make you a distinct person. Mostly, women are attracted to men who are not closed in on themselves, but open, curious, and respectful of the other's point of view. Adding commitment to lifelong learning and personal development to your life, makes you not only a more knowledgeable and skilled person, but also more attractive. It will show that you are not the kind that rests on your oars, but one who is always pushing, climbing the ladder further. This vibrancy and freshness of life will be infectious. They make you a person to be with interesting. Rather, you will be irresistible. Habit number 7, authenticity. It is about staying true to oneself, not giving in to outside pressure or some kind of temporal subjective trend. Epictetus put its great value this way: "It is more necessary for the soul to be cured than the body, for it is better to die than to live badly." This speaks of the character of living truly with a value far greater than anything else in this world: moral and ethical standards. Such a quality, one that makes a person so appealing to others, especially women who are in a position to engage in something more serious, has to be meaningful in a relationship. Consider a situation whereby you were discussing your likes and interests, say in a social setting or on a date for that matter. That means you share your true passions, be it your love for gardening, your fascination with astronomy, or even your weekend volunteer work, instead of tailoring answers to what you think will impress. This honesty proves that you are comfortable with who you are and do not try being anyone else for the sake of pleasing others. It makes your interactions most compelling and real, quite better than a contrived persona. It will show in your choices and actions. In that respect, given the fact that whenever you weigh your leisure time options, you will settle for the various hobbies that really catch your fancy, not those that could appear to be more acceptable or popular. Whether that means going to a philosophy lecture rather than the inn club, or going for a quiet night in reading instead of a rowdy party, that is a choice emanating from your true preferences and will be likely to draw respect from those who respect depth. In this professional world, authenticity would mean sticking to your ethical standards even when every other party under the sun tries to sell you theirs. In fact, this will test your very integrity and offer yet another chance for you to stand out as a leader who values ethical considerations more than short-term gains. Doing so will differentiate you, causing your light to shine bright in the eyes of peers and professionals looking for moral fortitude and principled leadership. This is also a base to develop strong relationships. And by embracing and practicing authenticity, you're not only keeping in line with Stoic principles but are able, at the same time, to develop a presence that is nothing short of refreshing and magnetic. In fact, women, and all people for that matter, are drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves, those who don't wear masks. This authenticity is magnetic, attracting relationships based on real connection and mutual respect that make you irresistibly attractive. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would give it a thumbs up and become a Stoic Bond subscriber. This would mean a lot to me. Also, feel free to check out my other videos, which I have linked on the screen. Until next time, stay stoic.